Hello everybody, it's Joe and welcome to another video which is going to be a little bit different than usually because today we have a package to open, so let's get on with it right away. So every now and then I buy a few old Pokemon or Magic the Gathering cards. I'm not some large investor and I usually buy sort of cheaper cards, but I enjoy that nonetheless. And today we have just such a package to open. And we have some forbidden popcorn, as usually. Comes with these types of packages. And there's the brick of what looks like something illegal, but these are just Pokemon cards, believe me. So let's get rid of the popcorn. Okay, that's that. And let's get into the break of illegally looking things. And I should try to avoid damaging the cards. Okay, this still looks a little bit weird, but let's start with the smaller one. And right away, there are not going to be any holofoil cards. So if you are hoping for some first edition PSA 10 Charizards, this is not the video for you. But we will have still some old cards. And I will try to explain why did I pick the cards I picked this time. So how do I open this without doing too much damage? Okay, that seems to be a way. So Rocket Sneak Attack, and I have more of those. And that's because I'm sort of collecting playable cards this time. And basically almost all the cards inside the packs I have here will be some cards which are good to play with and for deck building of vintage Pokemon decks, so that's that. So we have few Rocket's Sneak Attack, it's actually the whole playset, as you can see here. And we have Dark Vileplume, which is again a very good card, and if you can read the text here, it says no trainer cards can be played, and that's very useful Pokemon power. So you are basically blocking your opponent from doing anything crazy. So very great, very good card. Dark Slowbro, I wasn't sure whether I have one, so I just bought it. Dark Magneton, I find the artwork pretty interesting, and it's a rare from Team Rocket, so that's that. Dark Dactrio, again very interesting artwork. Most of the Team Rocket cards had quite an interesting artwork. Espeon from Neo Discovery, like not my favorite evolution, but evolutions are my favorite in general. So I like the Umbreon and Vaporeon the most, I think. Rattata, it's a first edition one, so that's nice. Eevee first edition, probably the most valuable card in the whole pack, to be honest, so I'm pretty happy to have this one. The condition is pretty good on most of these. Electrode from base set 2, and again this card is interesting for deck building because you can basically knock out your own Electrode and use it as 2 energy cards of any color you choose. So this can be used to boost your Pokemon real fast and to deal some huge damage with some good attacks. Usual usage of this card was in combination with Arcanine. I might put the card somewhere around there. So you would basically put Growlithe and Voltorps in the first turn on your bench or active. You would like to evolve the Growlithe and also the Voltorps, and you could knock out the Electrodes and use them as energy cards to attack immediately for huge damage. Pretty interesting deck. And I have more of those again. Super energy removal, you basically discard 2 energy cards from your opponent, very useful card. It was basically quite difficult back in the day to have even 1 energy on your Pokemon because everybody was playing energy removals and super energy removals. And we have Mary. I didn't have this card in my collection. It's a rare from Neo Genesis, so that's something. This one is arcade game, again a rare trainer card from Neo Genesis. I didn't have this one, I believe. Erika is quite interesting, again for deck building, because you can draw 3 cards, then your opponent may draw 3 cards, and there was the combination where you would basically draw a lot of cards and make your opponent discard most of them, so that was a nice combo. Brock, I didn't have this card in my collection, so there's that. Swampert, it's a rare from X Ruby and Sapphire, I believe, so I just found it on the seller, and even though I don't really collect the cards from EX era, this one was pretty nice. I really like Swampert. And this is Golem from Legendary Collection. The interesting thing is that in Legendary Collection this card was rare, and in base set or fossil where it was released it was uncommon. This was probably the first card I bought in the... we had some like afternoon club where you could play Pokemon cards, and it was open like once a week. And the people who were running the business were selling single cards. And I bought this card for when it was in fossil. Legendary Collection wasn't a thing back in the day. I bought it, I believe, for $1 or €1 if you convert the currency. And I just saw huge numbers and I thought it was the best card in the game, and well, it's basically useless, so that's that. And here we go with a huge stack of bills. This was probably the most useful trainer card in the game, and I'm not even able to get these out of the of the sleeve. Okay, that's it. So these are very great. These are in a great condition. I would say these are even near mint, so that's quite a surprise, because these are usually quite heavy plate, I would say. So I have a huge brick of bills. And yeah, all of them are in a great condition. I'm quite surprised. So there is like no nicks, no whitening, maybe on some of them, but most of them look just great. So I'm pretty happy about these. Like, these don't have a ton of value right now, but these were like the iconic cards for every single deck. There wasn't a single deck who wouldn't run bill cards. So, excuse me. So that's that. So I'm pretty excited of having a huge brick of bills, and I have at least 20 of those somewhere. And Gust of Wind was again a very useful card back in the day, so quite happy about having this one. So how long is the recording? Almost 10 minutes, I should speed up. And there is another stack of trainer cards. Switch. Every deck was running at least a few of those. Another stack of bills. And these are again in almost pristine condition. I'm really surprised. The cards were advertised as near mint, and they are really near mint. Almost mint, I would say. So that's nice to see. Let's move then to the brick of the cards. So we have quite a lot of trainer cards and some assorted stuff. I'm pretty happy about finding so many rocket sneak attacks. I have the whole playset now, and that's great. And the first edition Team Rocket EV is probably the highlight of the whole opening, so let's continue with the rest quickly. So there is another suspicious stack of cards we can open. Let me make a little bit more space around here. Okay, that's that. And these are going in stacks, so I'm going to open each stack of cards. And we have pretty lovely artwork of Gloom from Neo Genesis. I didn't have this card. There's Neo Genesis Pikachu, and more Pikachu, and some more Pikachu, and another Pikachu. There's Sudowoodo, Slowpoke, Quilava, another Quilava, and another Quilava. So that's the first stack. Here I can see some Neo Genesis cards, and there is Unknown, Light Venomoth, Celadon City Gym, Sabrina ESP. It enables you to reflip coins in case you attack with some Sabrina's Pokemon who needs coins to be flipped for its attack. What a sentence. So that's that. More Sabrina's ESP, Erika's Dratini, very iconic card because for the Strange Barrier Pokemon power, and it says whenever attacked by basic Pokemon, which were very important back in the day. Some decks run only basic Pokemon, it was like your Scyther and Hitmonchan or Mewtwo or Electabuzz, and whether basic Pokemon does 20 or more damage to Erika's Dratini, reduce this damage to 10, so it was basically great to stall the game in case you are facing some strong basic Pokemon. So that's that, and I have two of those. There's Brock Onyx, 100 HP, was huge back in the day. And Sabrina's Hunter, I was pretty excited to find these cards in multiple, because I was looking for some for quite a long time. And there's a deck you can build around Sabrina's Hunter for the Night Spirits, and also the artwork is pretty cool. And the deck says flip a number of coins equal to the total number of Sabrina's Ghastlies, Sabrina's Hunters, and Sabrina's Gengars you have in play, and this attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. So basically if you had 4 of those in play, you would be able to flip the coin 4 times for 2 energies, possibly doing up to 120 damage. And in case you failed miserably, you could use Sabrina's ESP and reflip the coins. So that was the idea behind the deck, and I have found 2 of those, so I'm pretty happy about these. And I would like to find a little bit more of those, but we will see. Time will probably be in my favor. In a few years I should be able to get them. So let's go for next stack of cards. And we have Vulpix, and the artwork is quite cute. It's made by Masako Yamashita, so that's that. We have another Unknown. I would like to collect all the Unknowns. I have, I think, like 10 or 12 of those, so I will have to count my Unknowns after this. And we have more of those, more of those. We have some Remoraid with quite a terrific artwork, as you can see. Pineco, Larvitar, Hitmonchan. I find this artwork quite funny. And that's that for this deck. And we have some more trainer cards. Potion, again another iconic card, and I have a few of those here. So that's that. Another stack of potions, I guess. Yes, all potions. And again, these are in a very good condition. So that makes me happy to see such an old card in such a good condition. And here we have some super potions, just to be sure to have enough. Like, I'm a typical Pokemon game playthrough character. I have just a huge stack of potions in my bag, so that's that. And there's another stack of super potions. So there's 2 more super potions. We have Revive, which looks sort of cute, and we have Professor Oak, another iconic card which would let you basically redraw your hand, and you could use this even if this were your last card in the hand, so you could basically have 1 card and draw 7, so that's great for many decks. So back in the day, you sometimes spend the whole turn, like your first turn you would spend it like going through the most of your deck if you line up your trainer cards good, so that was sort of crazy. So there is some iconic Pokédex, and we have more of those, which is nice to see. We have Pokemon Center, another interesting card for some decks, and Pokemon Feud, Pokemon Flute, I believe I don't have this one, and it's again in quite nice condition, so that's amazing. Here we have Computer Search, which is a rare trainer card, and I remember I was quite disappointed when I would pull some of the rare trainer cards back in the day as a kid, because I was like, you understand, you want some cool Charizards and whatnot, and you would just pull some shitty computer from the pack. So that's that, but it is a really good card for deck building. And we have Pokemon Trader, another super energy removal, Defender, which is also quite an interesting card, and it was quite useful in the Arcanine deck I was mentioning before with the electrodes. And Pidgeotto, another quite disappointing rare card, but it's a rare card nonetheless, and I'm pretty fond of Pidgeotto, so that's that. I'm quite happy to add another in the collection. So 2 of 3 stacks are done. So let me open the last one. And these are again from Neo Genesis and Miracle Berry, Berry, Pokemon March, Sprout Tower. I don't really remember this card. I think I didn't see it when I was a kid. But Sprout Tower is such an iconic place from Johto, so I'm quite happy about this card. Professor Elm, another iconic card for the era. And new Pokédex, so we have the old one and the new one. Where is the old Pokédex? Here it is. So we can put them side by side for you to see how the Pokédex was upgraded in the 2nd generation. So that's that. And here I can see we have another Sabrina's Haunter. So I thought I only had 2 of those, but apparently I have also some Ghastlies. So we have 3 Haunters and 2 Ghastlies, so that's almost a deck, I would say. Brock's Vulpix, Sunkern, very cute artwork in the straw hat. Sunkern. Okay, I think I like the Sunkern, it seems, because I have ordered 4 of those, but they were quite cheap, so I was like, why not? And again, the condition is great. I cannot stress this enough. The condition is really great on all the cards. So we have some Voltorb from Team Rocket. Having attack that deals 20 damage for 1 energy card was huge back in the day. And we have 2 of those. Some iconic Magikarp from the Team Rocket, a very cute card. And we have few of those. Dark Charmeleon, very nice artwork in my opinion. And I'm quite happy to add this one to my collection, because I think I have only 1 or 2 of those. So that's nice. So this is the basic Voltorb, and you can see only 10 damage for 1 energy, that is not as good. And we have some Onyxes, which had 90 HP. Huge deal back in the day for basic Pokemon, but the attacks are not very interesting, and these are a little bit bent. I'm not sure whether you can see it or not. There is slight bend on the card, but it's not damage, so maybe if you like do a little bit of this, it will be okay again, who knows. The Duo, quite a good card for deck building, because of the Duo, who had pretty good Pokemon power, which would let you retreat your Pokemon cheaper, and Seal is just a Seal. So let's go with another stack of cards. And we have Meow from Team Rocket, Eevee, and some cute Porygon in a box, and Dark Gloom. I have the Dark Vileplume somewhere around there, so that's for the Pokemon power. This Magnemite artwork is pretty neat. I like the dark background, and we have 2 of those. So that's that. Let's go for another stack. And we have Dugong, which is quite a nice card overall. I like the artwork and it's quite useful for the free energy 50 damage, which was big back in the day, so that might be useful. And here we have the Dodrio I have mentioned before, and the retreat 8. As long as Dodrio is benched, pay 1 energy less to retreat your active Pokemon, so that's quite helpful if you want to switch your Pokemon for cheaper or for free even. And we have another unknown to build my unknown collection. Imposter's Oak's Revenge. So, discard a card from your hand. In order to play this card, your opponent shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck, then draws 4 cards. So, you would basically play a lot of Ericas, draw a lot of cards, and maybe your opponent would also draw a lot of cards, and after that you would play Imposter's Oak's Revenge and you would force your opponent to shuffle all his cards back in his deck and draw only 4. And after that you would probably play something like Rocket Sneak Attack, where you would check his hand and choose some trainer card which would help him draw more cards, and discard that, and he would be left stranded to your mercy basically. Full heal energy works like energy and full heal, who would have guessed? Potion energy, the same deal, we have 3 of those, and 1 more Meow from Team Rocket. So these energy cards are pretty cool from the Team Rocket era. Like, the design is quite interesting and they were quite helpful. I remember playing these in my decks quite a lot. Even though these are not the best cards in the game, I really like the combination of energy and some special effect. So that's that. And let's continue with another stack. It's sort of a mess here, but through the magic of shallow depth of field of my camera lens, we will be able to deal with that. And we have energy removal, energy removal, energy removal. We have Pokeball. You have to have your Pokeballs ready at all times. Pokeball, Pokeball. And we have Rhyhorn, Goldeen, Goldeen, Seal, Seeking, and Dugong. And I have bought these from the base set too, because they were very cheap. And my goal is to build some like beginner decks with some easy to play Pokemon cards. And I would like to teach my friends to play these cards. Sometimes when we are somewhere away for a weekend, we usually play some, how do you say it in English? What the hell? Brain work. How do you call the games you play with people? Like, we play some tabletop games. And I would like to include Pokemon in these games we play, and it might be quite fun, so I would like to build some easy decks with some easy to play Pokemon and cards to get them sort of into it, and some of them played the game back in the day, so it might be easier for them to remember. So Goldeen and Seeking are quite easy and useful cards, so these will be part of the deck. And same goes for the Dugong, so here we have a basis for a beginner-friendly vintage Pokemon deck. So we have some Goldeens, Seals, Dugong, Seekings, so that might be fun. I'm pretty excited about that, and I will probably update you on some cheap vintage Pokemon decks, in case you want to play with your friends too, or just to have something nice to play with yourself, I guess. So that's that. And I believe this is the last stack of the cards, and these should be from the newer generations, or newer generations. These are still quite old, but we are talking about the Neo Genesis era, and we have Quagsire, and this is probably the first time I'm seeing this card, so that's nice to see. So many cards, and so many I want in my collection. So that's Quagsire. We have Snubble, pretty interesting artwork. We have Stantler, we have Togepi, and this artwork is quite iconic. And even though this is just an uncommon card, which probably doesn't have too much value if you look at it at the first glance, but most of the cards which are illustrated by... Focus, can you focus? Yeah, by Naoyo Kimura are quite sought after actually, because the artwork on these is very very, very good. So Togepi is one of those. Nagdowl, Fuchsia City Gym, plus power, plus power, plus power, and maintenance. Is that all? Yes, it seems this is all. So overall, this is like, I believe this was like 180 cards. And it will take some time to sort and like put in the right place. Let me close the knife real quick. So the highlights from this, even though there were no holo cards, there were quite a few rares and interesting cards from back in the day. I'm pretty excited to have a playset or another playset of Rocket Sneak Attack. The first edition EV is a really nice addition to the collection, and the condition on the card is great. So that's that. We have some more first edition cards like this Rattata, who is very cute. Neo Discovery Espeon is another nice rare card from back in the day. Dark Dugtrio, Dark Magneton, Dark Slowbro, and Dark Vileplume. Also the Erika and Brock and other trainers all around the place. So that's that for today. I may have a few more card opening videos stored on my hard drive from the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years when I decided to upgrade my Pokemon collection. And I was able to buy some interesting cards before the price spiked like 3 years ago. So if you are interested in this type of content where I go through maybe not so valuable cards but sometimes pretty valuable cards, let me know down below, and as always I will see you in the next one. Bye!